thumbnail worthy. This episode is sponsored by Modelo. If you're drinking Modelo,
sponsorship, I don't know about that. I don't think so. I don't think we got that sponsor. Even though, that does remind me, I did get offered a drink when I was getting my haircut on Friday, and it was a Modelo.
Was it?
It was.
Who was cutting? Did you have it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe if it's, maybe for like the IG when we drop this episode, I'll like have the selfie of me like mid-haircut just holding the beer, but.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Was he a Latino barber?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to start the conversation because my brothers might get mad at me, but I do not mind a Hispanic cutting my hair. Just going to leave it there.
That's the one and only editing you're going to have to do for me tonight.
I highly doubt that, but we'll see what happens. Mucky, how was the concert?
It was good, man. It was good. It was,
yeah,
kind of out of nowhere.
Yep. Yeah.
I was just going to lay in bed and in my misery. This was Valentine's Day.
More misery?
Listen to the Drake album, lay in bed. I get it.
It was on a Friday, wasn't it? Would you get up on Thursday or something?
There's another edit.
No.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm done now.
It was just tired. I was tired. But then my boy texted me. He's like, yeah, want to go to this concert? I was like, yeah, sure.
Bogarts. So, I think we need to go to that Mamma Mia disco again.
Sure.
I don't think it was lit.
Benny, I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because it was Valentine's Day and weekends. And you're the only one that's, in a happy relationship here and all loved up.
You want to see what we did for Valentine's Day? You know what? Let me go get it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
They went to a pottery making class, I bet.
I'm just assuming that this is also going to end up getting edited out. Muck, did you listen to the Drake album or no?
I've listened to a couple songs. It's good.
What do you think? You liked it?
I like it, yeah.
What do you got? Candle.
They make candle.
Yes. Okay. I am awesome. So, actually, we went to dinner on Friday. We did this on Saturday. All right. It's a candle. This is a candle she made for me.
Jacob's cat candle. Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So this is a 3-part concoction of a different scents. I'm not sure what's in it.
Ooh, sounds pretty good.
Is it cat litter?
It's cat litter.
Cat food, and cat shit.
And this is the one I made for her because when she gets hungry, I said light when hungry. She couldn't hear me.
Sense on that one.
It's a black tie. Don't know what that means. It's winter, and it's a coffee shop. All three in this bad boy. Okay, I'll tell you what. It was quite the experience.
I can tell. That's a lot of different aromas.
Yeah,
in a candle.
I put the wick in this and everything. Okay, put the wick in it
on the Spotify and Apple. You might as well just head over to the YouTube. And also, if you are having this audio experience, we do apologize for some of the swears. But, at the end of the day, it happens.
Yeah. I'm sorry, okay?
I'm glad.
It's just
I'm glad you had a good Valentine's Day / weekend. Glad
we went to dinner at 8:45 because I really dropped the ball on dinner, but it's okay.
I heard about some other dinner plans that were happening over here that I won't even go into to spill the business like that. But, Mucky, I have a random question for you.
Okay.
I'm going to give it to Smitty and Benny as well later, but I figured you'd be the perfect person to start us off. All right. So, there are, what we say, like 330 million people in our country, right? You with me? Okay.
There we go.
In your current state right now, where do you rank yourself in terms of just footy players? So are you like a top 1 million? Are you top 500,000? Top 50,000? If you had to think about it right now,
This is so easy.
Just in
where
the
would you place
U.S.
yourself?
This is
Just in the
so
US.
easy.
So there's probably a couple thousand that play across all levels. I would say D3, D2 is in my current state. Majority of them are going to be better than me at this point. Now, there's pros as well, and then there's ex-pros or like people who are I'm saying,
In the adult leagues,
yeah,
the U19, the U17s that are ballers, where are we?
I'd say definitely, maybe not even definitely, but I would think top 50,000.
I would like to
could
roll right
maybe
into this question.
I could maybe go lower. You don't think?
No, I just did the math.
I mean, yeah, I'm not like set on that. I think it could definitely be a higher number.
Well, here's the thing.
This is what I put. I did the math as like a percentage of what percentage of people I think I'm better than.
Holy shit, that's way too many percentages.
I put, no, just hear me out. I put, let's say we're in the top 2% of the 300 million. There'd still be 6 million people better than us.
Yeah.
Okay, but you have to think that's the top 2%. Like, you're including men, women, children. Like, we would be in the top 2%.
True.
Like, if you're talking about the top. Now, I'm not about myself because I just played my Monday league last Monday, and these cats were jumping in front of me to get in the game. I was playing so bad. I'm telling you, it was bad. And
Should have used the cat handle.
I would
maybe throw 'em off a
argue
little
that
bit.
there's 100% 6 million people in this country better than me right now. I can't even run. Every cross country kid's better than me right now.
Well,
Anyone who can run.
here's the thing.
Let's not count that though. Let's just count like just strictly ability to play the game.
Yeah, no, this is all I'm trying to say.
I think, what did you say, 15,000? Or
50.
That might be a reach, respectfully. You might still be at the best ability of your life. So I don't want to say you're not, because it's possible
I
that
bagged
you
a
are.
hat trick last week in the indoor league. So.
Well, here's the thing, Mucky. I'm gonna need a final answer from you, and then Smitty, Benny. Each episode, I'm gonna ask you guys, and then we can start asking guests when we get more guests. Yeah. Mucky,
Yeah.
Anyone from my Monday league finds this podcast, they're gonna be like, this dude. This dude said top 25%, not even close, dude. Oh, I was so embarrassed. Anyway, let's move on.
If you're
So
in the
lock
top
in.
25%, there's a problem.
Something went horribly wrong. But Mucky, what's your final answer?
I'll lock in top 100,000.
Top
I think
100,000.
I think I can.
Dude,
I think I'm
I don't know.
up there. I'm up there.
I'm telling you, there's some I don't know if this
I
is
know, that's
proper
what-
terminology,
like,
but
you
there's some Hispanics on my team that I know for a fact has never touched like a real sanctioned league.
Well, Mucky, thank you for answering. I'll be asking you guys soon, but to all the viewers out there, if you've seen Mucky play and you agree or disagree, honestly, hit him up. Let him know. Or hit me up because I want the tea too. But another episode of Remotely Related. Welcome. You've heard the 4 voices for today. And I think it's only right that we can just dive right into what has been an interesting Premier League weekend, some could say. But Smitty, Benny, Mucky, let's get right into it.
Let's not call it an interesting week in the Premier League. It was a god-awful week in the Premier League. And I mean, begin the week, I know we wanted to talk about Arsenal to start, but there was a game on Friday between Brighton and Chelsea that ended 3-0. Chelsea Football Club, you deserve to rot. I hope that everything goes wrong for the rest of this season, because your manager, we were wrong. You know, there was a point of time that we said, you know what, Maresca's a genius. He's saying they're not in a title race. Unfortunately, what we didn't realize is They don't have anyone on their team that has the proper mentality that when their manager says results don't matter, goes out and says, actually, the results do matter. But they don't. And they've played for the last 3 weeks like the results don't matter. And now they're battling to get top 4. So it is an absolute embarrassment.
I would argue that's very strong words from you, Nick. That's very strong.
It's
I
harsh.
don't have anything to, I don't really have anything to add to this. I just would like to point out that that's pretty harsh.
Smitty, I don't even think it's that bad because I didn't even want to start with Chelsea and Brighton because I was going to get angry.
I mean, I saw Matoma's goal, and that was really the only thing I needed to watch for that game.
Right. So I'll quickly on Brighton. So Matoma's goal, the touch out the air from the 70-yard ping, bottom corner, brilliant. I think everyone across the front three, and then Danny Welbeck up top, very, very good. That Reuter, like I think he was from Leeds before, but now like actually seeing him like ball out, he was class. And then Minte, how do we say his name? I don't know.
Minta,
Whoever the hell
I
you
believe.
want.
Minte.
I don't know.
Well, shout him out, a brace. He was up and down the pitch. I haven't seen fitness like that in a while. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but 2022 World Cup, fresh off of our college careers, we were watching Australia versus Argentina in Carson City. Does anyone remember this?
I think I was gone at this point in
I
time.
do not.
Well, we were watching them, and it was like midday since it was in Qatar. In Australia, like, they were down like 1-0 or whatever late in the game, and he came on the pitch. And I had a bet for Australia to upset Argentina. And then he ended up like missing a really good chance. And I had like a vendetta against him. But now that like seeing him actually ball out for Brighton and play, I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
I didn't know he was Australian,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
to be honest with you.
there's not many of them out there, but
I was going to say,
salute. Okay.
Last thing I
Chelsea.
want to say about Chelsea before I get really harsh, Cole Palmer has 3 goal contributions in his last 10 games.
yeah.
That
he's
is
gone
not
silent.
acceptable if you're a Cole Palmer. I'm sorry, but that is not good enough.
I hear it, but I think I want to go to the other strike force with him. Christopher Nkunku. Conversations need to be had because remember when I told you guys about how he didn't move within like 10, 15 yards against City? That was one of the worst displays that I've ever seen. Because he was just he's wasting everyone's time. You can't be blowing balloons in Conference League and then putting up stinkers against Brighton. This is the second time Brighton beat him in 6 days.
What is his best position?
Bench. Left bench. Right bench. Maybe at the balloon
Maybe middle?
store. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just not good. But
When's Nicholas Jackson back?
I think he's out for the year.
honestly, I have no clue.
Or a
That-
couple
Ew.
weeks at least.
That's disgusting for them.
I don't think they're going to get top 4.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: they can't get top 4 because then you
Right.
have freedom fighter Jadon Sancho commenting on Rashford's pictures about being free from Man United and all this stuff. Brother, they're free from seeing you play week to week because there's nothing you do except run like. Nope, won't say that. That was gonna get cut. But there's nothing you do. There's nothing you do that excites fans anymore. There's nothing
Sancho?
that really. Yes, there's nothing. Like, he just runs at the opponent, thinks he can do something, and
That's
then he gets
exciting.
tackled. You see it over and over and over. Like, this repetition's annoying. And it's just like, what are you there for? What are you there for?
Probably like $200,000 a week if I had to guess. That's probably
Good
why
guess.
he's still playing and not retired.
I mean,
Look, as a guy who likes to run at guys and have the ball taken away from him, how does that make you feel? That Sancho is
I think he needs to spend less time on Instagram and more time on the training ground.
See, I kind of liked that tweet. I kind of liked it. I was like, yeah, Man United's the problem. I think if there's anything we can determine is Man United is the problem.
Well, why would anybody think it's a good idea to either buy or loan a player that was at Man United? You should know that's not a good idea.
I mean, I think Anthony's saying it is a good idea.
No. What
Look at
Anthony's
it.
doing?
It's
What Anthony is doing is ruining La Liga's reputation. But
Nah, he's saying
there's a
he's
lot
saying
of
Man
people
United is the
online
problem.
that are not going to like that you said that, but
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you because there's no way that this man was that bad and now he's scoring every game he plays in.
People keep saying he was that bad. I just never saw him on the pitch. So, you know, all I'm seeing is him balling out. And I'm like, you know, all I need is Rashford to start going off here. And you know, maybe Sancho to get it going.
Well, speaking of another devil on that Chelsea pitch, we can go to Levi Colwill. Jacob, you're a center back. Partially, because we'll get there. You can't get shoved off the ball by a forward and then complain for 15, 20 seconds and then get scored on. It's simply not good enough.
If you're getting shoved off the ball, if you're going down, he's got to go down with you. You just can't have that.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't care.
Exactly. And the fact that he actually did that, acting like he's been playing well enough to even have the luxury to do that, it's just not good enough. It's not good enough. I went thrifting this weekend. I know, some good finds.
Wow.
I won't share them yet. It was very good. But here's the thing. I saw a bunch of Levi pants, Levi jackets, all this Levi stuff.
You don't like Levi?
No, I just think his name suits perfectly for how he's playing. Put on the Levi's.
Okay.
Take a seat. Take a rest. There's no need for him to put on the cleats. There's no need for him to put on the socks. There's no need. He's wasting everyone's time. This whole season, he's been average. So average.
That would make sense if he'd put on the Levi's and Caicedo put on the Timberlands, and then they ran the middle of the park together. All they'd need is Nkuku to like run around with a hammer, and then they'd be basically Ace Hardware on the pitch.
Bob the Builder, baby.
Ace is the place for the helpful hardware.
But like Caldwell, like the way Chelsea plays, he completed 114 passes. Now, I'm not a genius. I know you want to have your center backs on the ball, but your center back completing 114 passes, you probably don't want your center back to have the ball that much, right? I mean, that's a lot of time on the ball.
You know what the problem is? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Benny.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, I agree. I mean,
Chelsea
up and forward, baby.
They had 70% possession, 0 shots on target. I mean, what are we doing?
It sounds like Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm not saying pump it, but it's like eventually you got to go forward. Like if you complete 114 out of 122 passes, you're probably not being brave enough on the ball.
This is what it is again. Pep's ruined this league. Everyone thinks they just pass. I mean, what happened to the good old-fashioned English-style football where you just, pump it up there? I miss it.
The problem is, though, it's not Pep's style of football that the best teams in the league are playing anymore, though.
Well, they think they are, but they're not. They're like, we got to pass the ball. Keep it on the deck. No. Save
like
that.
the teams that are struggling are honestly the teams that just aren't good enough. And then the teams that have players are trying to play that style, and it's not working. Like Bournemouth, Forest, they don't play that bullshit. Like,
no.
They just go after teams, and I love it.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I would argue that Forest and Bournemouth are some of the most fun teams to watch this year.
I mean, it's a take, but I think we can wrap up on Chelsea here because, like Mucky said, I don't think we really processed it. They had 0 shots in 90 minutes. Watching the game, it could have been 300 minutes, and Chelsea was not going to get a shot on target. There's no soul in that team. This is a team that usually is in a final of something, usually is picking up trophies. They won the Champions League 4 years ago, and you can't get a shot on target against Brighton?
That's crazy.
Do we blame the $1.5 billion that the owner spent? Do we blame the manager? Do we blame the players? Who is to blame for this? And then we can move on.
I mean, they blew up the whole team that won the Champions League. I know the majority of them are old. But there's a lot of teams that are just moving on from people way too fast, and it's not working out for them.
I agree. Benny, Mucky, any final thoughts before we leave Chelsea?
Nope. Maresca ain't kidding. They are not a championship winning team.
Yeah, but I still don't like that he said that.
I don't either.
Looking back on it, I don't like it because he basically told them,
I mean,
I
it's
don't
working
care
out
what
for him.
happens. Like, it's the
Because he's
same thing.
fine.
It's the same thing Amram did. Like, I don't care
Yeah.
about our league position. I just want to play good football. Like, well, guess what? You're not playing good football and you're losing every week.
Dude,
And that's what Chelsea are doing now.
Every time he opens his mouth, it's like, my job is really hard. It's like, no shit, dude. Like, I every time he gets on whatever, something, my job's really hard. Like, dude, stop. Like it's just so annoying. Like, take it on the chin and keep going. He's like, I'm not going to feel bad for you that you're making millions of dollars managing, Man United. Like, get it together. Stop openly being like, oh, my job is hard.
Well,
You're right.
you are right, but I think just to sum it up, Maresca, the job I don't think should be as hard as it looks for the past 2 months for you. Chelsea has lost its soul and just lost its idea of winning. Something needs to change. Figure it out. Let's move on.
Amen.
There is a team
Here's my church.
that they did go to Dubai a couple weeks ago. And the talk of the town was when Arsenal come back from Dubai, they are incredible. Unfortunately for Arsenal, they did lose their only center forward on that trip. However, they did find a way to beat Leicester 2-0 without really any attacking options except one young kid that it appears that he is going to have to carry them to the finish line.
Man, if you want to talk about setting a bar low, it's not like Havertz is really doing much. If I'm this kid, I'm like, this is fantastic. I'm gonna go in there, and if I even do okay at all, they're gonna be like, man, this is great. This guy's great. I mean, that's fantastic, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to come in behind Haaland. You bag a couple goals, and everyone's like, he's not good enough. It's like, well, this is actually all right.
Well, here's the thing. Mucky, as the Arsenal fan, how are you feeling? 2-0 against Leicester. Didn't look like it was going to happen at first, but, as Smitty said, somehow found 2 goals. What's the reaction? How are you feeling?
It's gonna be a struggle. These upcoming fixtures. I mean, if we're going to win, it's gonna look exactly like it looked today. I mean, we have Trossard playing number 9. He can't hold up the ball. He's offsides the whole match.
A lot of offsides.
And then we have Raheem Sterling. I mean, this guy
Legend, dude.
retired. Hang him up.
Legend, dude.
We
I
have
feel
this
bad.
guy
I can't even
started.
laugh.
That's
It's so
legend.
sad. It's so sad. I can't even laugh. I genuinely can't laugh. We saw this man run by defenses for a decade. I don't know who this is.
This is what
I
they
don't
get
know.
for loaning them. Why
All right,
they
I'll tell you
run 'em?
guys. I'll tell you what. We're gonna put up video of Sterling in his prime, and then currently, right side by side, and then we're gonna put up a video of me playing my Monday league, and you're gonna be like, "This, I've seen this before. I know what's happening here." Retire.
The level probably wouldn't be very
Retire.
far off, to be fair.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
fact that we have Raheem Sterling in the starting 11 for a title contender is just wild. Yeah,
We'll say in
Arsenal's-
2025 to give
in
respect.
20, yeah,
Yes.
give him his respect. But yeah, we just don't have any attacking options now. Marino came in and did a very
That's your
good
new
job.
number 9. What are you talking about?
I mean, start him. We have to start him up there next match. You have to.
What was the last year that Raheem Sterling would have been a good starting option for a title contender?
I can't even lie to you.
Man City.
It was 2 years ago he was balling
Yeah.
out at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Like, he was actually the only person balling out for Chelsea. So what happened?
When did he
Well,
leave
he's like
City?
30.
What year?
He's 30. I mean, that's not
He's
ideal.
30, yeah. But he's 30. That's not like super old.
Yeah, but you got to think like Philip Coutinho's 32, so it's like,
Yeah.
look
Coutinho's,
what
His
he's
style
at.
doesn't
ball
translate
offers.
But
well.
you know what I mean. Like it makes
Coutinho's
sense. Attackers that are pace dominant don't necessarily age well,
Yeah.
and he's a
No, they
pace
don't.
dominant attacker.
When did he leave City?
2021, 2022, right around there.
See, that's not that long ago.
He left City in 2022. He's been at Chelsea for
This is
2
season 3.
years. He played 81 games and had 19 goals, and then this year he's at Arsenal. So he should hang it up after this, I hope, for his sake and his body and his family.
Dude, after that video of his kid kicking that ball like 4 years ago, he better be on Project Dad Coach. You guys remember that video?
Project Sterling.
Yeah. Project Sterling.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, messing around with that. That dude. Oh, actually.
Oh, I hear
continue, but
I hear it. I hear it.
that kid
but,
kicked the ball harder than Kenny does.
hey, that's crazy. That's
Hey,
just hey,
that-
well, what's that
Those
do about
kids-
me?
that-
What does
that
that do
kid's-
about me?
that kid's got better fast twitch muscles than you do. And
Honestly,
he's 4.
honestly, I'm glad I asked Mucky the question earlier because my answer probably would be crazier for where I rank for the footy players. But let's actually move on to some more positive news instead of Raheem Sterling. Mucky, what'd you think of? We'll start with Lewis Skelly. What do you think of Lewis Skelly?
I mean, a critical deflection, I guess you call it. I think he was falling over his own feet,
It was
but
class.
saved
It was
a goal.
class.
That was class. Yeah, I mean, I like Skelly a lot. He's a good player.
We have a goal line clearance.
it was IU whipped it in.
That'll get you going.
Great ball. And there was a player on his backside. Literally, it would have been a tap in, easy goal, but he arrived like last moment and just kind of deflected it out for a corner.
It was one of those moments where
That'll get
like
you.
if someone like crosses it in, it's an easy tap in, but like you tap it
Mm.
wide for a corner instead.
Uh-huh.
It was brilliant, and I think not even this game alone, but his brilliance throughout the time where he stepped onto the field, it's more of like Calafiori's back, but this is Lewis Skelly's spot. Like I don't see him letting up.
No.
And he plays like a grown man. He plays
It's because
like a grown man.
Arteta's going to put Calafiori up top, dude.
Well,
You don't see that.
Calafiori's not better than him, let's be honest.
He's got a great name and
If-
head of hair.
it-
So
If Arteta knew that Lewis Skelly was as good, he wouldn't have wasted the money on Calafiori. He maybe would have bought an attacker.
Can you predict that though?
No, you can't. But it's like the same with the winger. What's his name? I can't
Nwaneri.
believe.
One
Yeah.
year.
Like you couldn't have predicted this either. So it's like when Saka comes back, what are you going to do with him? You got a real conundrum going on there. But I'm sure he'll figure it out. Arteta's doing pretty good given the circumstances. I got to be honest and give him some praise here.
Yeah. Yep. I think that is another player though. Ethan Nwaneri, he has the keys to Arsenal's attack at 17. The cross is just more of like Nwaneri's like confidence, the bravery he has on the ball, like his ability to take on players like Saka, like either go down the right, cut it on the left. I feel like he was just watching a lot of soccer growing up, and now he's playing exactly like him, but he literally he's gonna be the one that breaks down defenses. It's very interesting that he's probably the only one that can do it in that attack, but he's the only one that's really gonna play that like thread the needle ball or like hit that final pass, and he's class. He's so good. He's so good.
To be fair, like he has absolutely nothing to lose. And I think like you see it happen fairly often when there's a really good team and they bring like through a young player, they usually just plug right in because everything around them is just very stable and they have nothing to lose. Like think of Foden when he came through in City. Who else is on that level? Probably no one else. But it's a common occurrence. Like think of, obviously it's not to the level, but think of how Connor Bradley came into Liverpool. Like just burst on the scene. It's common when there's good teams and young guys come through the academy that it works out fairly well because there's a really good structure in place.
I completely agree. It's interesting you say that because I think it plays more into just like that raw ability. Like when you do break into the first team, not having as much like coaching tactics around you and like all these like outside noises. So whenever the system is good and whenever you are able to plug into the system, that's when you're able to be like, you know what? If I mess up, someone's going to protect me. Someone's got my back. So why not try stuff? And that's exactly what Nwaneri did. And his quality assist.
And I think he knows kind of at the moment, or maybe doesn't know, but that's the way it's unfolding. He's the only one doing things, so he has to do it. And it's crazy. He set the bar so high for himself now. It'll be interesting in the next couple weeks if Arsenal drop points, if he gets stick for it and takes on the blame. I don't think he should, because I think he'll continue his form, and it's not his fault that we're missing every attacker. But yeah, no, he's been class. And I think, when we get back to healthy, try him out on the left over Martinelli. He's a left-footed player.
Ooh.
He's not going to be cutting in to score as much, I don't think. But you saw today, like, he has critical balls that he puts in the box. And if we get that striker in the summer.
I kind of agree with you. My only thing is, just for another player we can talk about during this game, if he plays where Odegaard's playing, and it's him and Saka, and then Odegaard, because we saw a lot of the deep playing, like midfield from him today, if he's in the 8, maybe Declan's at the 6 where he should be, in my opinion, you might have something there. You might have a free-flowing Arsenal attack. But you know what? That's just me. I don't know how Arsenal fans feel about that. But
no, I like that. I mean, get Thomas Partey off the pitch.
That's you're bringing in Zubimendi, so you're not going to see any of Odegaard playing deeper ever.
He did play well, though.
Yeah, it's a rarity.
So you're not agree? Oh.
Arsenal's,
All right, cool.
Arsenal do have maybe not the trickiest of runs, but they got West Ham at home, at Forest, at United, and then they host Chelsea in their next 4, which that could really make or break their season, to be honest with you.
I hear it, but there is just one more thing we need to talk about, because it would be shambolic if we didn't. Mikel Merino coming onto the field, second half, getting the brace that's needed. This reminded me of a striker that we saw at Duquesne for about 15 minutes. Unfortunate that his goals or his attempts didn't turn to goals. But when you're in North Carolina, when you're in Davidson, it's tough out there. It's tough. But I feel like, Benny, you can probably speak to the whole mindset.
I mean, if Logan wasn't so selfish and dummied that cross like he was supposed to, I might not even be sitting here right now. I might be in the. You guys might be talking about me right now at Arsenal, brought in on the summer transfer window.
Benny Marino.
Unfortunately, that didn't quite pan out because I've got the finesse in front of net as a wild, I don't know, something. It's not good. So, yeah.
I was just making the comparison of you just stepping onto the highest level that you can into a new position. And just how was your thoughts? Like, do you think he was just nervous? Do you think Marino's like, all right, easy. Header, bottom corner, got you. Off the bounce finish, easy. Like,
I got to say, if it wasn't for the fitness, if you're going, so at least for me, if you're going from center back to striker, brother, the sprinting, oh, gosh, that's terrible, dude. I couldn't run for more than 5 minutes. But honestly, way easier than center back.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because all you got to do, you don't have to be constantly on. Like, if you play, all right, and
it's
then
more
you just bag it. Yeah, like you bag a goal, like just a cross in, bag it, you're good, dude. Great game, dude. You scored. You switch off for 1 second at center back, and you let someone run in behind you, and they score. It's like, you're done. You've had a bad game.
I completely agree. I think it is just plaudits to Arsenal for getting it done when no one thought, like, watching that game, I really didn't think it was going to happen for him. But, you know, a couple team goals, couple team moments, and you got the team result. So we'll see. We'll see what happens for the next games. I don't know if relying on Nwaneri is going to be the key to the championship, to the Prem, but that's something for us to see later on. I did see Marino shout out his girl after the goal. I don't know if we want to mention or see
What are
if
thoughts
he's
on
in
that?
the dog. Is he in the doghouse?
Valentine's Day weekend. Non-story here.
All right, cool. Moving on.
Let him shout out anyone he wants if he's bagging 2 goals.
Fair.
And
I hear it.
last point, Arsenal 15 matches unbeaten in a row in the Prem. So
His side piece.
they've had injuries, but they're still getting results.
Yep.
Their longest unbeaten run since 2011.
Go
Really?
on.
Ipswich Villa couldn't beat 10-man Ipswich. They probably don't even deserve us to talk about them for more than 20 seconds, unless Kenny wants to say something.
I hear it. I mean, Alex Palmer, the Ipswich keeper, might as well shout him out because if you watch the highlights, the saves he was making was insane. But, you know, Rashford came on again, was doing his thing. Looks like he's actually starting to enjoy footy again, so that's cool. But, yeah, Smitty had a take earlier. For any new listeners, Villa wasn't going to get top 4. And it's results like this. It's results like this where it's starting to look right. But that's all I got.
They could still get top 4.
Benny, what happens? Fulham 2, Forest 1. I know going to Fulham's a tough game.
That
Craven
is a
Cottage.
tough game. Dude, they just did not... Like, they don't have a lot of possession usually in most games anyway, but... I mean, Fulham just had their number, dude. Other than, I will say, if you saw the goal they had, it came from absolutely nothing. It was just kind of booted up, and Chris Wood just... I mean, I don't even know.
Drug
It's
test
not
him.
like... Yeah, like, he's just clinical, dude.
No,
You give him a window, I mean, clinical. It's unbelievable.
You have to drug test this man.
Dude.
I don't care if I'm wrong about this, but the ball that you're talking about over the top, he's taking a touch without even looking. It's a perfect touch without even looking.
Dude,
At this point, he has 19 goals in the season. Am I wrong to say that he almost meant to do it? He almost knew,
Listen.
like, you know what? It's landing right here.
yeah, I would just say that if this was Black Ops 2 and I was 14 years old, I would definitely be on the mic accusing him of having an aimbot. That's for sure.
That's what I'm saying. It's unreal.
Yeah, I don't know where he's been before. He's been at Nottingham, but anyway, this is unbelievable. Other than that, yeah, Fulham just had their number. I mean, they were just playing circles around these guys.
Question for you.
No energy. Yeah.
So it looked like Nottingham Forest set up in a back 5. I know in hindsight, any thoughts on that one?
I mean, it's just the classic phrase. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why you're going away from just what you've been doing. Your defending is class already. So I don't know why you set up, especially for I could see a back 5 if you're playing the likes of Liverpool, of someone that you just know you're getting peppered all game. But Fulham, come on, you're better. Why are you changing for Fulham? Fulham should be changing to you. You're number 3 in the table right now.
I agree.
Yeah.
No,
So I didn't agree with that. But our shout out, our American fellow American out there. He had a good game, Bronson. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing really other than they just played better. I mean, they had no energy.
Still third in the league, despite having the least amount of possession per game in the league. So what they're doing
Don't need the ball.
is honestly an absolute freak show how they're third, averaging 39% possession every game.
Dude, this is what I mean, though. If
Crazy.
you have a forward that is just clinical in the box and you just pump the ball forward, I'm not saying that all they do is pump the ball. I will say Hudson-Odoi is coming off injury. I believe he came in the second half. I think that might have played a little bit into the. They don't have a lot of depth. That is the only thing about them. So, I think that might be part of the reason they played the back five. But if you pump it forward and you got two wingers that can get down the line and cross the ball in the box, and you have a clinical striker, dude, you can do real well.
I understand, and I think with all like the Nottingham hype that they've been doing this like entire season, it's been looking really good in the back four. And the thing with Nottingham is when they don't concede first, it's really good. Like their whole principle is defending. So it's kind of like what happens when you concede, and we saw that they just didn't have enough. One more final shout out is Axel Iwobi. He did win the Snapchat derby against Ola Aina. I feel like if no one has seen it yet, both of them are immaculate vibes on Snapchat, and every game it is great vibes. But Iwobi did come out on top. I know. But
and shout out Matt Sells, because what a game. He's a brick wall, dude. He's got to be the keeper of the year for me, by far.
No, the saves he was making was crazy.
I mean, unreal, dude. Unreal. Every game.
All right. Yeah. Let's move on.
City continue their we play like crap game, and then we play like the best team in the world for a game, then we play like crap again. Kenny, I'm going to give you your chance to come on here. I don't know if you want to apologize. I don't know if you want to explain yourself.
All right.
But there's a man that a month ago you said he is not good. What he is doing at Frankfurt, I won't believe it. This guy is overrated. This guy is scoring a bunch of goals that will never happen in the Prem. And it's not just that he scored 3 against Newcastle, because Newcastle were shocking. But every time this man plays, he has been absolutely electric for City. And that is all I have to say. And I don't even want him to succeed, but it looks like he's going to succeed.
Well, I appreciate the setup. Thank you, Smitty. This is something that was already addressed. We did talk about it after his debut. I put up my right hand. I said, my bad. I'll do it again in case he ever sees this clip. My bad, Marmoush. My bad. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Marmoush, my bad. Nice and simple. But here's the thing. Newcastle didn't show up.
Was Kieran Trippier in this game? How good was he?
This is what I'm trying to say. Like, Marmoush dropped a hat trick in 14 minutes.
That's 14 wild,
minutes.
He did do that.
Like, this is like,
dude, when you're hot, you're hot, dude.
No, it was looking like it was looking really good from him.
Looking scary.
I get it, but Newcastle.
Why do you not just sub yourself off?
I mean, they did when Livermental came on and all this, but like, bro, we were expecting a game. Newcastle, like, you need 22 players for the game, and Newcastle just said, nah, not today. Not today.
It was an away game. Newcastle don't care about away games. I'm convinced.
I don't know if I've ever seen this. If you guys get on FootMob and look at the lineup, every single player is in orange for Newcastle, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know if you can see that. Every single player, not one green, dude.
No, for the viewers, please check it out. And I'm not lying to you. And Newcastle simply did not want to play that day or Saturday. Because I don't want to keep talking about City, because I do pray on their downfall every single day. But for me, the scarier thing in like hindsight, I don't know if you guys are going to agree or not. Foden, Marmoush, and Savinho, it's giving me the vibes of De Bruyne, Mahrez, and Sterling. And I don't know if I'm ready to accept the fact that Pep is going to be set, or Man City is going to be set for the next 5-6 years. Because what I saw on the weekend, I was scared. I got remnants of it, but just curious how y'all feel.
I would say I was scared, but I also watched them play Real Madrid 4 days before that, and Real Madrid play some of the ugliest football maybe in the world for how many good players they have. And City can't run, so I'm not worried. Like,
The only thing I'll say about that game, though,
Pep's not. They're not coming back. They're not.
They're
going to spend another $100 million.
No,
Yes.
Okay, here's the thing with the Real Madrid game is, one, just like 2 stupid errors a game, they got to clean that up. But if Ederson wasn't just on drugs that game, I mean, what an atrocious performance. So I would say that's easy to fix. It's not like it's whenever you see a team that has 2 stupid moments or something, it's like, okay, that was dumb. But it's not like from a foundation standpoint, they're in shambles anymore, in my opinion. I agree with Ken.
I'm not even saying they're coming back. I'm just scared of that front three.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I agree.
Okay.
I think I think Pep might have gotten his first good night's sleep after that game. He might have actually slept. Might have actually had a relaxing evening.
I mean, it just feels like the Man City stimulus check finally hit, and everyone he bought started balling out. So, yeah, I'll get some good rest too. No head scratches, no arguing with fans or random people. Like, yeah, sleep well. You beat Newcastle 4-0. Now you're top 4 somehow. And yeah,
now you get knocked out on Wednesday.
Yep. Hopefully,
Southampton 1, Bournemouth 3. Southampton are terrible. Bournemouth are good.
I think they should just relegate them now and bring someone up from the championship.
I'm so serious when I say this. If they brought a team up right now and sent Southampton down, that team would have a better chance of starting at 0 points and staying up than Southampton do staying up this season.
I completely agree.
They're god awful. This is one of the worst teams I remember in the Prem.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I could name, I just don't watch them. I don't pay attention. They've got 9 points. Holy crap.
That's what I'm saying. I'd love to give Bournemouth credit, but there's really no point because it's like a varsity team beating a youth basketball team. It's not fair. Brentford beat West Ham 1-0. Lando's guy, Kevin Shade, scored in the 4th minute.
Did anyone see the goal?
Well, this is West Ham.
Did anyone see it? Like,
no.
Well,
watch it.
Please watch it if you have the time. But with West Ham, their back line, one pass breaks them. So they were just in 1-on-1, and somehow Areola was making saves that no one's even ever seen before. But it was the Kevin Sade like 3rd attempt at goal that went in.
My gosh! Oh my gosh!
For anyone listening, that's the live reaction. But with West Ham, I would say that the main thing is we heard from one of our West Ham correspondents. West Ham looks good with Evan Ferguson, so I guess that's something to look forward to. Will they make it a permanent deal? I don't know, but maybe a bit unlucky not to get a draw. Oh, West Ham's back line, you can't fix that until the summer, because that's shocking over there. It's shocking.
Yeah, it's bad. I called out Kenny for the Marmoush take. I'm going to call out myself. We all said sacking Sean Dyche was a mistake. What David Moyes is doing at Everton with a group of horrendous players, for him to keep getting results, it's impressive. But we shouldn't have been surprised, because David Moyes has done this his whole career. He's a mid-table manager that gets the best out of bad players. Let's be honest.
I will say, before you end on the ledge right there, David Moyes' first spell at Everton, he had them boys buzzing, fighting like top 7 and top 6, so I don't want to discredit him there. But he does have the most amount of points since this January. Whenever he took over, it was Everton's at like 13 points or 15 points. Liverpool's tied with him, and Arsenal's 2 points back. So this new manager bounce is in absolute full effect, and he is cooking with the squad. He is absolutely.
I can't believe. I mean, he's I can't believe like Man United is below. They got 29 points. Everton's got 30.
Well, think about it. Think
This
about it.
makes
He managed West Ham and Man United, and he's above both of them right now.
dude. Almiron. Amer.
But save it. We'll get to him. We'll get to the fraudster in a minute.
Cameron.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, all right. We'll get there.
I hear it. But yeah, no, Everton's looking good, and I do want to give even more manager credit. This is right after the Merseyside derby. I don't know, like, if anyone watched the delirium, they were picking up the corner flag in the 97th minute. This stadium was in shambles. Like, this was their World Cup final. And then to come back and then just get the composure, get all the players on the same page, the mentality, and get another win against Crystal Palace, which is one of their probably, like, rivals in terms of just where you've placed in the table. It's class. David Moyes masterclass. David Moyes masterclass.
You gotta absolutely love. Was it? No, it wasn't him. It was who was it chirping Slot after the game after Slot got that red card?
Corey.
Yeah, Duke. That's who it was. You gotta love that. Just tie, because it's tough to be celebrating like that after a tie, because you know what the obvious comeback is from everybody. Liverpool's like, nice dude, you tied, but you gotta love the passion. You gotta love it, dude.
I will say, if he didn't start antagonizing the Liverpool fans prior to that, maybe he wouldn't have gotten grabbed by Curtis Jones and the entire Liverpool team. But
I think that's so stupid that he got a red card, didn't he?
He did.
Corey?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he earned
dude,
that. He earned that.
No, dude, no. Curtis Jones came over and just absolutely started manhandling him. I could go to the crowd and be like, blah, 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 blah. It's not red cards.
I don't think that's why he got a red card. I think he got a red card
because you got in a tussle.
Curtis Jones were swinging at each other.
Dude, well, if someone runs in,
corner of Goodison Bar.
Dude, no, see, this is what I mean. If someone runs, it's a law.
If someone runs into you, can. It's fine.
It's self-defense, dude. If Curtis Jones comes and starts pushing me around, I have every right to go back at him. That should be a Curtis Jones red card.
Exactly. He did have every right to, and he got a red card for it. So it was worth it.
What?
Do you think he cares?
Dude, I'm just saying, like, what do they want me to do?
Do you realize how much happier the Everton fans were probably that he got a red card in that moment? They love it.
I mean,
this derby's been like 100 years.
It's
brilliant.
And I was pissed off from the game, and I was like, this is electric.
I'm saying, yes, in the current state of rules, sure, whatever. I just don't think that should be a red card.
You think it should be hockey where you start brawl?
Yeah,
Right. There's not a single time period in the history of football where that is not a red card.
I don't care. I'm saying it should not be one.
Smitty,
what are these guys going to do?
Correct me. Wasn't it a double yellow? Like,
he didn't even get a straight. There was a second yellow.
It's not a yellow?
Dude, okay, you know what? You're right. All right, fine. I guess you're right. It was a double yellow. I'm just saying, man should be allowed to chirp. And
Let the boy swing. We hear you.
Hairhead looking guy coming over and just start jawing me. You know. I mean, what do they want him to do? Walk away. Okay.
We didn't do Crystal Palace one. Let's go to the next one.
The boys tussle.
The derby took a lot out of everyone, and I think that was clear because the way Liverpool played today was absolutely shambolic. But positive Nick here, positive Liverpool fan Nick. They got 3 points again, playing shambolically. So I don't know whether I'm happy or not. Salah scored again.
Yes,
Salah scored again.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I got my extra sleep. I thought like it was gonna be an easy day at the office for Liverpool. Yeah. Then I wake up, I'm like, they didn't have any shots in the second half. Wolves outshot them 10-0 at Anfield. Shots is diving around for no reason. What's going on? What did I miss?
I will say the goal that was disallowed from Salah was gross. I don't know who the defender was, but I mean, he absolutely manhandled him and then just slotted it in the bottom corner. I wanted that. I'm not a Liverpool fan, and even I wanted that goal to count.
The game changed when Jota decided that instead of making a 3-0, he wanted to earn a penalty for his team. Because all he had to do was tap the ball in the goal. Instead,
That's
he
what I saw in
dove.
the highlights.
But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You play bad, you win. You take 3 points. You move on to the next. You got Villa and City coming up. You're going to have to play a hell of a lot better
Well,
if you want to get some points out of those games.
Yeah, here's what I'm thinking based on the catch up that I had. Just a couple questions for you, Smitty, since you did watch. Should Konate have been sent off?
Yes.
Just stop with this narrative.
Did
I think
anyone
so.
see? Yeah, Benny,
After what Michael Oliver did in the Merseyside derby, I just don't want to hear about refereeing decisions. I just don't.
I think he should have been sent off. I didn't see it, but I think he should have been sent off.
Oh, cool. All right.
I forget what I was doing.
That's fine. Final question here: is a performance like this actually good in the long term for your season, Smitty?
Probably. Depends how you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can look at it from the side
Positive
of...
Nick. Positive Nick comes out every time he talks about Liverpool. Where's negative Nick at? 90% of this episode. Now we're talking about Liverpool.
The problem
Just
with
wait.
negative Nick is they're 7 points ahead of everyone else in the league. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to be
Only?
negative. Yeah, they're only
All right.
7 points ahead. I'm sorry.
That's not that many. I can count that on 2 hands. I can count that.
You can. Yeah, how many games it
yeah.
takes to make up 7 points?
It's not a lot of points until I have to start doubling up on my hand counting. Okay?
7 points is a lot of points with 13 games to go. To answer your question, Kenny, because Jacob didn't watch the game,
I watched some.
the negative side could be they did draw to Everton and then they barely beat Wolves. The positive side is they could have lost to Wolves and their gap could have only been 4 points at the end of today, and it's 7. And by the next time Arsenal play, they could be 10 points ahead again. So it's hard to be negative, really, because what's there really to be negative about? They keep winning. They keep getting results.
Yeah.
When they have a proper blip, like we've all predicted was going to come, then I can be negative Nick and have these concerns. Right now, I don't have too many concerns.
We'll say they haven't taken a dip, which is quite impressive. In what way? What do you think? There's a way that they don't win the league? Like if they're about to play City, they lose to City. City turns it back on. Is there a way?
I don't think they'll lose the City.
Benny,
I really don't.
Benny, respectfully, they got a game Wednesday, don't they? Or is that the week after? Because they played Villa. Is it Villa then City?
I don't think
How
they'll
do City
lose
next
either
weekend?
one of those games. to
No,
be
next
honest with you.
weekend, but midweek there might be a game. I might be wrong.
Champions? Is it
They play
Champions League?
Villa on Wednesday
They
and
do
they
play
play
Villa Wednesday.
City on Sunday.
So
Wow.
yeah, those are 2 tough games. But
Ooh.
I will agree with Smitty here where they're playing bad and still getting results. That's probably a good thing for like Slot to like really like look at his team and be like, all right, we still need to work on this. We still need to work on this. And having like that extra motivation to get things done, to get things right, it'll probably help him in the long run. So
I want to look at it on both sides. I really do.
yeah,
But they were 21 games unbeaten in the league.
Don't lie to
They're
me.
They haven't lost a game in 21 league games, Jacob. What's there to be negative about?
Lots bald head.
don't back down. Oh, come on, Benny.
No.
Come on, Benny.
Clearly, he
But-
can't control his emotions. Touching the ref and
Extra
Okay.
aggressive.
What
Extra
else?
aggressive
I mean,
handshakes.
you barely beat Wolves, but whatever. I mean, it's fine.
Yep.
I
But-
can be negative about that.
A win's a win. Liverpool got it done. Any other final thoughts before we move on here?
No, I need to stay in the good graces of Liverpool fans because all the Liverpool content we put out on the page does really well, so I don't want to hate on them too much.
Okay. Shout them out.
Shout out Darwin Nunez. There's maybe one of the worst 27-minute cameos I've seen in my entire life. If you want me to be negative, I can be negative real quick.
Thank you.
Nunez.
Finally.
Darwin
this is what I
Nunez.
wanted.
I'm sick of this guy. I'm so sick of this guy. I can't.
TikTok doesn't agree.
Luis Diaz, you scored
He's
a
from
goal today.
Barranca.
That's one of the worst. He hasn't scored. That's his first goal he scored since New Year. That was one of the worst goals I've seen in my entire life. However,
Is it cool?
let's
Hey,
finish.
used his hips.
Let's get the next 13 games over with and
All right.
get the league sorted out.
All
Let's
right.
get to the big boys. Let's get, or actually,
Yes. Got
Yeah.
it. Yeah. These are the big boys.
Yeah.
These are
This
not
is
the
what
big
everyone
boys.
waited to see.
Yeah.
These right here are two of the smallest clubs in England by ability on the pitch. If you ever get to the point where you're a club the size of Manchester United, you're talking about, in my personal belief, the third biggest club in the world. You cannot be this bad. And if you're Spurs, even though you haven't won a trophy forever, you cannot play in the most beautiful stadium in the world and be this bad. This is a proper battle between two teams that, honestly, if either one of them got relegated, none of us would say that they didn't deserve it. We would be happy with it. We would be okay with it. And I don't care who leads this off, but somebody tell me something positive about these two teams, because I'm just the negative guy that only talks good about Liverpool. I want to hear something positive about Spurs or United. Jacob, tell me something
can go.
good about one of these two clubs, other than the fact that Manchester United keep laying off employees that have nothing to do with the footballing ability. We might want to wait
James
for him to
Maddison.
come back. James,
Oh, we
okay.
are. I'm
Okay.
gonna bring up the goal from James Madison. This guy, I love James Madison. First of all, and then Roy Keane talking shit on him during the week, and then Dart.
Why did he get taken off in like the 50th minute or something?
Dude, I don't know. I swear he must have pissed somebody. He must have pissed
And
Ange off or something. He just does not like him.
yeah, I mean, let's be honest. These are
He's
two of the
definitely a
worst
dick.
teams in the league. These are two of
Oh
the
my
worst
God.
teams in the league.
I know. I've got some juicy. I went to Molly Malone's for this game, buddy. Yeah, you bet your ass I left at halftime.
Shout out Molly Malone's again. Another free promo for them. The best place to watch the Prem.
Yeah, Molly Malone's Irish pub. I tell you, I walked in. You know, it's a beautiful display. I'm sitting in my rotational chair. Got the game on the TV. Got the walls of Jameson on the background. I have a Guinness in hand, and I was confused because I think the first 15 minutes, I thought they got a hold of my JV freshman year game tape, and I thought they were playing it on live TV. That's what I thought. First 15 minutes of this game, and then I had to reel myself in and realize that it was indeed Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspurs playing. I thought it was me, that big oaf out there, Harry Maguire. I thought that was me.
The quality of this game was probably the worst collective group of 22 players and collective performance of 22 players that I have seen between two Big Six clubs put forth. Maybe since like the COVID era of Arsenal, where every game was just a gong show, I haven't seen two big clubs perform such shit. I mean, I was honestly pissed off that this game was on Peacock. Like, they should have had this thing on like ESPN the Ocho, where it's only
Tubi.
available once a year. Yeah, Tubi would have been a good place to broadcast this game.
They should have been streaming a championship game because that would have been better quality than what I was looking at.
It was
it was
horrendous.
It was comparable to the Sidemen charity match.
When Speed sent Danny Aaron's up.
I would have
Watching-
preferred to watch Speed. Yeah, get
Watching
angry
DeLitt-
Ginge out there.
Watching DeLitt
Preach.
reminds me of Uzan Kabak and Reese Williams.
Really? See, I mean, I was kind of like, of all the players, he wouldn't have been on my top 5 to bash by any means.
Oh, that whole
It was-
team's on my top 5 to bash. That team stinks.
No, I just mean to let on the, like, he would have been my top.
I know, but Who do you want to bash? I'm
Oh,
curious.
interesting. I mean, Casemiro. Let's just begin there. Let's just start there. I mean, this guy. I don't know what happened between Real Madrid and right now. And you can't tell me it's just age because it looks like he didn't even know how to kick a ball.
No,
You're bringing
you
out
see
the Tims.
You see these? If
he
you're
playing
watching
with
on
those
the YouTube, this is what Casemiro plays football in. You see how big these are? These are size 12 Timberland boots.
Dude, who did he
Casemiro,
take out?
the pace that he
Son.
moves around the pitch, he looks like he's wearing these out there.
The
Before
tackle he
you
put
move
on,
to the next,
son. Dude,
Well, no.
I was like,
Benny, before you go to the next person, we got to stick to Casemiro a tiny bit.
no,
tiny
and that's
bit
what
here.
I'm saying. The tackle
Okay.
Casemiro put on son for his, I think it was for his yellow card. Dude, not even close, my guy. I mean, not even. He didn't even sniff the ball, dude.
No, but here's
Like, what are you going in there for?
here's the other thing too. We can
That's
talk about it.
royalty, dude.
We can
That's
talk about
South
his
Korean
defending.
royalty that you just almost killed.
No, this is what I'm saying. Like the defending, wow. But guys, his attempts, winning fouls, and did you see him fall in the box? Did you
Dude, I
see?
didn't know.
Did you see? No, like guys.
Dude, I just
You
saw
know-
chaos.
do you know what's the funniest thing about United? Is 6 months ago you said, what's this podcast going to do if United turn out good? What are we going to talk about? And we have never had to worry about that since you said that. Because every week is the same exact story. Like, it's every week. There's no new headlines.
Honestly,
Like,
there might
we-
be. There
we
might be.
hop on here every week. The new
gotta take her.
headline from United this week is that all of their good players are basically out for the season, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Ahmad,
This is what I'm trying to say. First of all, they lost their best player for the rest of the season. You
Oh,
can't
yeah.
make that up. You can't make that up. Kobe Mainu, he's out for at least 2 weeks. Another injury. Ugarte,
Yeah.
out for however long. Their bench,
I mean, Martinez.
their average age probably has school tomorrow. I'm not even kidding. But here's my question for you guys. How the hell do you get 4 people injured in less than a week? And these are your best players. What is happening
At
in these
training.
training sessions?
He's running them into the ground. You know for a fact he's running
I don't-
those guys into the
And
ground.
I think he
I don't
is,
think it
because
is.
I watch them
Yes, he
play.
is. Yes,
I
he
watch
is.
them
Yes,
play
he
on
is.
the Sundays. They don't run at all.
Dude, no, exactly.
too
Because they're
tired.
tired. Because they're tired, dude.
You
Dude,
might be right.
there's no way that this guy isn't just pumped. Dude, do you think Rashford was just being an ass? There's no way that he was just being an ass
I
for no
won't
reason.
speak on the Rashford situation. But
He was definitely.
I will. I'm
He was
starting
definitely
to
just
think that
rough.
Rashford has a point.
No, he does. Dude, he does. Dude, he was definitely just running these guys into the ground. And Rashford was just like, nah. Like, absolutely not. And he's like, if you're not with us, you're against us. Only the Sith deal in absolutes. That's Obi-Wan, dude. Quote him. Obi-Wan.
We said about Amram having good control over this situation. We also talked about La Liga being a crap league. But the fact that Anthony has gone there and he is playing well, the fact that Rashford looks like he enjoys football again. I know we said Man United is an absolute cluster, but this is just confirming all of those concerns that people have. And it's not getting better. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. You need to get rid of 20 players before you
And
get rid of a manager. Because
and
if you
Emery.
get rid of the manager first, it's going to be the same exact shit with the next one. Because right now, they might as well should have just kept Ten Hag and waited till the summer. Because what the is the difference?
I mean,
Can I ask you guys a
my
question?
predisposition to coaches, I just notoriously just already just hate coaches. But this guy makes me hate him even more. Sorry, I just wanted to get that off my chest.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
mean,
Go ahead,
no,
Kenny.
you
What's
got to
your
speak your
question?
mind. No, you got to speak your mind. Is there anything else? Because
I mean, again, this guy is coaches talk all the time about drop your ego. This guy's got the biggest ego, and I don't know the guy, but I mean, I've got to assume you're running off these guys. Anthony's playing well. You're clearly running them into the dirt. You know, I just don't disagree. I do. I mean, I just don't agree. But whatever.
Yeah, no, I've seen.
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
Somebody asked him a question before the game about the struggles that Ange is having in the injuries. And his response was literally, yes, Ange has had a lot of tough times and a lot of tough situations, but the job of managing Manchester United is more difficult. Why would you say that?
Dude, don't even get me started on this.
I mean, Ange had the perfect response to that after the game. I don't know if anyone saw, but basically just a clap back at, oh, Man U has a lot of injuries. Not my problem. This is one game. Deal with it for 2 months. So I thought
do you
that
think
was...
when they were before they started the game, did you guys see, like, were you guys watching? Because when they were like when they all came out of the tunnel and Amarin and Ange were hugging each other and, you know, talking in your ear, what do you think they were saying? Like, how many times are you gonna blame injuries on this post game interview? How many times? Over under? How many times should we both say injuries? 3? 4?
So with Amarin, with United, I was gonna say that their training sessions, we've seen a couple tussles in our training sessions. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe that's why people are getting hurt. Who knows? But regardless, this is a genuine question because I know they lost. But do you think they deserve to win that game?
Dude.
Do you actually think about it? Do
No.
you actually think they didn't do enough to win the game?
No one deserved to win that game. Both teams were shit.
Both teams could have won. Like,
I mean,
honestly, the person that was winning that game was like who was scoring on a screw up.
That's what I'm
No one was stringing passes together to put the ball.
I'm not talking about passes.
I'm
we
genuinely
saw
concerned.
Garnacho's miss.
I am genuinely
dude.
concerned that neither team wanted to win the game. And Højlund, barbaric stinker. Barbaric. This guy sucks. This guy absolutely sucks. He is one of the worst strikers in the league.
See,
he's not one of the worst strikers in the league. Convince me that he's not, because he is.
Well, I would say the only bad part about a striker is you do need people in front of you. Like, if you're just a true, like, power, like, if you're just a true center forward, you need people to feed the ball into you. I mean, he's got nothing coming to him. But I agree, he's not good.
Well, I agree. My thing with Højlund is that although the quality of the game was very low, Højlund's problem is that he doesn't know the proper runs to make as a 9, which is why he's never getting shots on target, which is why he's never receiving the ball in a place where as a forward you should be receiving the ball. Because here, one example that I'll just call out real quick is that he thinks that he had the run on Ben Davis the entire game, right? We saw that same exact run, that ball down the line. My problem is, if you're the 9, my brother, why are you running down the wing? If you're going to be a 9, stay within the premises of maybe the 18-yard box. Don't keep going out wide and getting in these WWE tussles, because then you're not going to show what you're about. You're not going to show why people are paying this price tag. You're running yourself out the game, and that's my only thing with Højlund.
That he has negative football IQ.
Exactly my point. But he was with Ruud van Nistelrooy for how long? A month, maybe. I feel like there's enough class in Ruud van Nistelrooy to tell him, like, hey, maybe you don't want to run to the corner flag and get yourself in a pickle that you won't get out of.
Yeah, you don't have those feet. Now here I will say he was probably watching Garnacho play on the wing, and he gets the ball picked off his feet almost every time he plays. He was like, you know what, I might as well try. I mean, this guy's.
It's a United problem. Like, it simply is. Do you realize how good Sporting were with Amarim as their manager? Like,
I don't think he's a bad manager per se.
To be this bad. Yes, he has some of the blame, but this is a player-based issue for me. This comes down to the players either not being good enough, not caring, or not being good enough. And the answer is either A, B, or C, all of the above. And I'm going with C. They're not good enough and they don't care. Mostly
agree.
that they're not good enough.
I agree, but still, I've said this before, you are still a Premier League manager. Like, you cannot get relegated. Number one, I don't care what your system is. I don't know. I don't care what your system is. Okay? Dude, what are you
He's right,
laughing
though.
for? You
He's
can't get
right.
dude, the track that you're on right now.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm literally
I'm
just
saying
saying the fact that
serious.
he's saying relegation is a serious state. That's all I'm saying. That's
Dude,
all
I
I'm
am.
saying.
7 points of the relegation zone.
Dude, he cannot just keep playing a system that the players can't play and being like, just give it time. Brother, you're not going to have any time if you're playing in the championship.
The results don't matter. It's about playing good football. The results don't matter. The results do matter.
Yes, the players at Manchester United are still better players than the teams that should be relegated. So just play a style of football that will keep you up this year, or at least like just get you through. Like, if these are the players you know you're not going to be playing in your style, then just play what will suit them for now. And then as you start to get the players you need, then, because why teach a bunch of players you're not going to have? Why waste the time?
Because they're going to be there. Because they're not going to be able to get rid of any of them.
This is what I'm trying to say. Like with the whole like, go ahead.
Even Saudi has a limited amount of money that they're willing to spend on shit players.
I'm not even talking about
only
Saudi.
get out of jail free card, because these players aren't going anywhere.
With the new PSR rules, they can't sell everyone all in one window. They're gonna have to learn. So that's what he's doing. My thing with Benny, what you just said, it was the whole, you can't keep playing these players in this system and just like whatever else you were saying. How does Casemiro play 90 minutes? I'm sorry, back to this.
No, well, that's what.
If you have this Kone kid who's everyone's been talking about in the academy, the Cheeto Obi Martin who's been scoring goals up top, Hoyland and Casemiro were your worst players for today. How do you even let them play 90 minutes?
Dude, and that's what I mean.
For
like,
his
you got
philosophy,
yeah. I mean, I want to keep hating on Garnacho. That miss was
crazy, but my problem with Garnacho is that he's the attempts that he should be scoring, he's not scoring, and then when you expect him to do nothing, he comes up with something like a shot on target or something like that.
Like, he's not a winger he's not every time I see him get the ball on the flank, he's not fast enough to do anything. His feet aren't quick enough to do it. Like, I just don't understand why he's even on the pitch, to be honest with you. I don't know what happened to the 2023, where he was playing pretty well.
Benny, plain and simply,
they should have sold him.
There's no one else on this Man United roster. That starting 11. Who the heck are you going to play over?
I don't know. Someone from the academy. Bring someone up.
If they would have
from the
sold him
minors,
for the
bring him up, dude.
55, 60 million, whatever they were going to sell him for, I can guarantee you that they would have been able to use 55 or 60 million in much better ways than having Garnacho.
You think they would
have
used it in January?
Probably not, because they probably just want to save money and not spend any money.
Yeah.
But that's not my issue. That's their issue. And if they think that getting rid of the sous chef is going to help them win more games, they're the most delusional bunch out there. And they might be, because it seems like Man United's biggest problem right now, regardless of the manager and the players, is it seems like all the executives all believe that they're the smartest human being in the world, and none of them have shown any signs of intelligence since they have taken over at United.
I hear it. I absolutely hear it. Well said. I feel like we don't have to keep harping on United, even though I do have a interesting take on Xerxes, but I'll save it. I think I'll save it. I'm going to just save it. I'll let that one breathe for later.
Xerxes got out of this scot-free. You can't let that slide.
My problem is I loved his performance. I can't even lie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, I feel like I don't know. Every time I see him play, I'm like, he's kind of clumsy, but,
No, but like we saw bravery. We saw someone trying to take on players. Like, he had a couple megs. He's trying to dribble past, but he's trying to show quality. Like, he's trying. And that's why I appreciated the performance. Although, like, some of it, probably half of it, didn't come off.
What do you think, Marcus?
I'm sure.
What do you think?
I'm sure if he was passing the ball to Marcus, if he was, to the viewers that are listening on Spotify.
I think Emeron.
Right. But yeah, I actually appreciated his performance, and although there was so much terrible quality on the field today between both teams, I thought him and Bruno for Man U were like more of the standout performers. We can wrap it up with anything on Tottenham, anything on Ange, anything that you want to talk
James
about
Madison,
before we
another
hit
goal. I
Muckies.
mean, I love James Madison. I feel like he's Roy Keane. What did he say? He's back in the dressing room. If you're Tottenham, you're not saying, "Oh, we're all right."
And Roy
kinda
Keane's not
disagree.
wrong.
I mean, I disagree. I mean, I feel like every time I watch him play, he's never been. I don't know. I guess you could say that occasionally he doesn't do much, but for the most part, he's in there. He's passing. He's making stuff happen, and I would say more often than not, he gets a goal and an assist. And I definitely think he's better than Kulusevski.
The reason I agree with Keane is because
Yeah.
Ange obviously doesn't think James Madison should be playing nonstop. And I'm going to maybe take Ange's word for maybe there's a reason why he doesn't trust James Madison. Because there has to be some reason.
I'm sure he maybe said something or stuff, but again, this is where manager, I don't care. Like, this is a grown-ass man. If he wants to go play darts, he can go play darts. If he comes on the field, gets a goal, he gets a goal.
I mean, that kind of lines up with what I was about to say. I feel like him, Jack Grealish, great additions to the Duquesne locker room.
Dude.
Immaculate vibes. And that
Immaculate
might be the problem for Spurs.
Maybe this is why we didn't win any trophies either. Maybe this is
close. We were close.
We were close.
We had a great mixture that made the locker room a vibe.
It was a good mixture. It was 3/4 cup of this and 3/4 cup of that.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what Amram needs after the performance he saw today. But I think that's a good Prem roundup right there. I think we talked about a lot. Anything else that's on the viewer's mind, please let us know. Mucky, any story of the week from you, or?
I do. I've been
okay. Been cooking this
out
one.
of commission, but we're back.
Yeah, they haven't heard from you in a while, so it's good.
Yep.
It's good.
This one's coming from 2020. Player named Oliver Profsgaard. He played for Ville Bold Club in Denmark. He was playing for the U19s. He suffered a really bad knee injury. He was out 9 months. And while recovering from injury, he decided to enter the 2021 E-Champions League qualifiers for FIFA. And he passed through the qualifiers to make the top 32. And then he proceeded to go undefeated and won the whole tournament and got a nice $75,000 prize for winning.
Gosh.
After that, he got back on the pitch and rejoined the club, became a consistent starter and player for them, and he just recently made a move to Lazio. So this guy's winning on and off.
Right now?
Now he's in Serie A.
Oh my god!
As a gamer and a
my. So I guess real quickly, like Smitty, him against Diogo Jota in FIFA, who's winning?
Probably him. It has to be him.
Jota's playing though. We've seen him, even though he has the kid, even though he's hurt.
No, I don't want to see Diogo Jota playing FIFA anymore. Retire from FIFA. It will be there. It will be there once your $200,000 a week job is done. You can go back to playing FIFA. It's not now or never. Like, your footballing career, you got like maybe 10 years left. Focus on that. Foot champs is not important than real life football. I'm sorry. It's not. I understand you need to have a hobby. It's probably a better hobby than going out and drinking and partying all the time. But you need to stay fit. And just because it's a new season of foot champs doesn't mean that you can say, I'm injured for the next 2 weeks, and then go back in the training program and arrive back on the pitch for 3 games and be like, oh, guys, hey, foot champs this week, slot, hamstring, give me a couple more days.
hamstring.
You can't
It's
be
all
doing that.
straight.
You can't be doing that. You just can't.
No, that's well said. And I feel like at the end of it, all this proves that Diogo Jota, you have to move to Lazio, and we need to see something special when you play against this guy in Foot Champs. But that's another Prem Roundup. That's another episode of Remotely Related. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Kenny. That's Benny. That's Smitty. That's Mucky. And we'll see you next week. Peace.
And that's Marcus.